unmute the mic, and that way you guys can hear me. What's going on? JT here in the studio. Studio 10-4 live weekly update here for September 21st. We're winding down, man, winding it down. We are going through this 2022 with a quickness. Sean Rowe, what's going up, buddy? What's going on? This is it. We're making it happen here. It's crazy. It's that time of year where things are kind of winding down, and we still have some shows left. We still have some things to get through, but it feels like fall, man. We've had rain here a couple days over the weekend, and again this morning, and temperatures have cooled off. It's not 115 out; it's about 75 degrees out. Windows and doors are open, and it's just a nice place to be right now for a change. So glad to be here in this part of California for now, for a little while longer, and then out of here and up north and into Oregon. So we got a special show for you guys this week. Cody Davis, what's going on? Listening from the truck, right on. Yeah, so it's a podcast for you. Just keep your eyes on the road and ears on the stereo or however you're streaming it out. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Cody, big winner in Irwindale at Trucking for Kids 2022. Man, he took home two fantastic awards that you can't ask for a better result if you're putting your truck into a show and it's going to be awarded to you by the spectators and by the competitors. So he got both of them. So that's great job. Congratulations and well deserved. Beautiful truck, beautiful trailer, quite a combo. Great setup there. There's a lot of good stuff at Trucking for Kids this year. I've got some great video that I still have in the can, so to speak. Pulled it out, looked at it a little bit today, and there's just too much to go into. I wanted to bring in some snippets today of it, but I'm going to show you some other ways to catch some looks at Trucking for Kids this last weekend ago, 2 weekends ago now, and get a look at what was going on. Barbara, glad to have you. Aunt Barb in the house, and Hope Grace, good to have you in here too. But the special show we're doing for you today, you know, from time to time, and this has only happened twice so far. The cover truck guys just not available. One was sick, and one just literally not available because he's just working too hard. And the guy that I'm talking about right now is Tom Fedie. And if you know Tom, he was in our May edition, 10-4 magazine. Big T and his T680, and that is going to be our interview today. I actually got with Tom over the weekend, and we sat down and had the opportunity to talk about him, his truck, where he works and what he does, and how he gets it done. Of course, the truck being the big deal, the big story is that beautiful Kenworth Aero truck that he has, and Tom had a lot to offer about it, and I'll get to that in a minute. Shows coming up. There's still, you know, a half a dozen or more shows in the calendar. Truckers for Hope coming up, and Mayberry coming up in this month, as well as the Oktoberfest Truck and Car Show. All of these you can get from our calendar on our website, and ones that have a event that's been created in social media on Facebook specifically. If they've created an event for it, we pull it over and have it over on our page for you guys too. So be sure and go over there and get the latest updates on any of the shows that you might be able to go to. California Trucking Show is going to be probably one of our last that we're going to be going to. We're going to have Tim and April are going to be down there. Sieben going to be down in Ontario Convention Center, and that happens in October 15th and 16th. We are going to be at, I say we, Dan, myself, and I believe Shan Magini's pulling the Godfather out with the Trucking for Kids trailer to the Bobtail Apparel's first annual truck show, and that's going to be in Dixon at the Dixon May Fairgrounds in Dixon, California. That's going to be October 21st, 22nd, 23rd. And can't tell you a lot about how all the show stuff's going to work. I just know I'll be there. I will be there too. I'm actually going to be judging along with other celebrity judges, I hope, because I sure can't do it myself. And I'm looking forward to having that happen. That'll be a lot of fun. And that'll probably put the official stamp on end of truck season for 10-4 and Team 10-4 and those that are going to be out and about. I do believe we're going to have Eric Hill and Stephanie out at Mayberry, and that's coming up September 30th through the 1st of October at the Mayberry Truck Show held at Bottomley Enterprises, Mount Airy, North Carolina. So that should be an exciting show as well if you're in that part of the country. As well, you can go again back over to our website or our Facebook page. Click on the links provided, the calendar and the Facebook, and links for the show's website over here on the 104magazine.com website. Pete Henderson, it's going good, man. Good to have you on the show. Todd, what was that? Still talking everything California, all right. Why not other 49 states? Hey, we talk about it all the other time, man. I just, I give you guys what information I have. If you guys have something to share, that's the whole thing about social media and of course a show, especially a show like this. It's interactive. If you have anything to say it. We love to hear about it, especially if you're sharing anything from anywhere else besides California. I can just tell you what I see, looking out the windows of the studio here, basically, and give you a snapshot of what that is here. And I'd love to hear what's going on. I know the weather's changing across the country as well as financial climate. Our lending rate went up 0.75% today. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I hope it does something to stabilize where we're at and keep us on an even keel. I don't know. I'm not an economist. I just look at the money climate myself personally, where it's at and how it is, and I know something needs to change. So I hope it does. Charles Hale, good to have you in here. Julian, that's Big Daddy Julian Perez there. What's going on, buddy? Good to have you on the show. Hey, I had a special something that came to me, and I'll read you this letter that I got. And this came to me from Dave Robinson, and Dave was affiliated with the Kenworth show that happened a while back, and he wrote me a letter, and he sent me a little something. Here's the little something he sent me because he's a KW guy, right? So I have the official. That is the official Kenworth hood emblem that goes on the front of that hood. Says, thanks for making room for this Kenworth plaque to put on your wall. So Dave's an admirer of the wall behind me and all the different things that I got going on. I have a new something up there on the wall up above that Cobble Wobble Boulevard sign. I just got that yesterday, and I got that locally here because I retired from the Chamber of Commerce here in Folsom, as well as being their ribbon cutting chair, which means I was the guy doing all the ribbon cuttings for the Chamber of Commerce and new businesses that opened here in this community for 15 years. And we had a deal that we got a lot of people together for yesterday, mixer here in town, and they presented me with that and a bag of 10 cigars. So, not bad. But Dave sent me this because he enjoyed the wall and he wants to have something of the Kenworth brand up there. He goes on to write, he was really impressed with the interview with Tom Arnold, and he says we sound like a down to earth guy. Appreciate that, by the way. That's nice of you to say, Dave. Appreciate that. Says he'll be watching and waiting for more videos in the future, and hopes that the Kenworth drivers will like the plaque. Hope to talk to you again. And he said also a shout out to John and Kim Jakes. Really likes those folks. So so do we. And this plaque, here is the plaque that we're talking about. And this thing is not light. I don't know if anybody else has seen one of these anywhere else, but pretty cool. And I want to get the reflection off of it, and there it is, the full deal. That's going to go on the wall behind me. I don't know if I'll get it onto this wall here. Looks like I might have a spot to my left where I can fit it in, and I'll sure see if I can't get that hung there. If not, it's going to go into the new studio when we get moved. But really appreciate that, and I don't know the full story on that plaque. I know he had them made. I think he had more of them made, and they were handed out to people at the show. So that was really cool of him to send that, and I really appreciate the viewers that watch the show and participate, whether they're sending hats or shirts or whatever. It's really it's something special for me, and I appreciate you guys doing that. I'll tell you. So Todd, right on, jump on in, buddy. What's going to happen when California government bans diesels for semis? Does there enough to fight against? Not quite sure what you're saying there at the end. Maybe a little typo, but Yeah, well, the CARB is talking about banning sales of new diesel trucks in California by, I believe, 2050 is, I think, their target date. And you know what, Todd? I have no idea. I don't think they have any idea. Listen, we could break it down into a simpler conversation. We had temperatures that were ranging into the 100 to 120-degree range a couple weeks back, and when that happened, the governor and the state called a state of emergency and told everybody turn the thermostats up to 78. Don't turn anything on in the afternoons and don't charge your cars. So we're obviously not ready for this, EV situation, electric vehicle situation that's being shoved down everybody's throat and making it happen. And of course, new gas cars sales are being banned in California by 2030. So that's not that far off. And are we ready for it? No, we're not. What's going to happen? I don't know, honestly. And this might sound selfish, but I'm not going to be here to find out. I'll be looking from up north down south and watching what happens. And we'll see then at that point, and then we'll all know. But the reality of it is that this country is not ready to do anything like that, to convert over to completely fossil fuel-less vehicles the way that the current administration would like it to be. But they're cramming it down everybody's throat, and they're making it happen at our expense. So, um, right now, I think the only thing you can do is, first of all, and this goes directly to what's happening here in the general elections. I just got this will be the last time I vote in California. General election is Tuesday, November 8th. Make sure you read your pamphlets, your book, and know what you're voting on, and vote smart. But the bottom line is vote and vote smart. Be very certain about what you're voting for, and if you're not clear, ask somebody to talk to you about the issue, the bill, the ballot, whatever it is you're voting on, because the way they word stuff is not clear, and it can leave a lot to be defined as to what it really means when you're voting on some. We got two issues here, 26 and 27, and they're a gambling issue, and it's yes on 27, no on 26, if that's how you're going to vote. I think that's how I'm going to vote. But I again, I have to read the general election ballot book and voters pamphlet here to find out exactly what's going to happen if I vote that way. So you do your part, I'll do mine. And as to having the crystal ball that tells everybody the answer to electric vehicles, electric trucks, no diesel, no gas, no, I have no idea. And certainly I don't think they do either. They just like to live in this bubble that's perfect, and they get their way. Nobody does. And in this state, well, you never know what's going to happen. Something could always change, and as it is in Oregon right now, there's a very good chance that we get a Republican governor back up in Oregon, which is a conservative mind that hasn't happened in there for years, same as in California. So we'll see what happens, and to this point, again, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with all of it. I think that when I know, that means everybody else knows, and we all find out about the same time. So great question, Todd. Thanks for jumping in and asking it. And you guys have any more questions like that? I mean, I can field it the best way I can, and that's by trying to apply some common sense to it. Um, After this last go around of the heat wave and shutting everything down and roving blackouts or brownouts or whatever they had to do to survive that, it made it very clear to people that the electric car thing is really novel and far out if you can afford it. But is it a reality for everybody? No, it's not. Especially the price point of getting into one of those cars. My thing, I'd love to see a flow chart that starts from here's the life cycle of that EV to its end cycle. And I'm not talking from when you get in and push the button, turn the key, whatever you do. I'm talking about from the day that it took to manufacture, everything it took to get that car onto the line so it could be presented for sale and then sold and then operated for whatever the life expectancy is of an efficient operation, which I think is around 10 years on these vehicles. Then what? Now you have a used market flooded with EVs that are 10 years old and need new batteries, or they need new motors or new drivetrain or whatever it is. What kind of service is it 10 years down the road? That are we going to have stockpiles of used EV batteries, and essentially you're buying a shell, and you're going to shell out another 5 grand, 10 grand, or whatever it is to put new batteries into an electric vehicle? I mean, really, guys, am I making sense? Does that sound like the life cycle and what you can expect at that point if you're going to buy a used electric vehicle? Unlike the used, gas market, there's a lot of variables on that. You're certainly not going to spend 10 grand on a 10-year-old car. You're going to spend a lot less. You may have some things that need to be fixed right off the bat, so you can be, driving something that's safe and efficient and roadworthy and so on. But as far as bringing it to the point where it can be driven down the road, it's not going to be a $5,000, $10,000 uh, check that you got to write. Plus, you bought whatever you bought, and how much did that cost you? Again, I don't know. Deep rabbit hole, and we could probably talk a lot about it in other times, and I'd certainly like to. But I appreciate you guys bringing the concern in and bringing the point in. It's definitely very valid. Something I wanted to show you guys, and this is something that we don't go over a lot. I'm going to bring up a screen here, and let's get this guy going. I will bring that one in right there. So you guys are members of the 10-4 Magazine Lounge. Just wanted to let you guys know things are going really good over there. I appreciate all the posts. There's a lot of different stuff that's coming out now, a variety of art and of course, trucks. I want truck stories. I want you guys to post your trucks and share them. One thing to be careful about is sharing from other sites. Time to time, I get stuff on here and I do delete it, and there's other times I do leave it. Ed Davis put his truck into service this week. Of course, not the one that was his cover truck, but this one that he just finished building. Um, Politics too. I'm kind of backing politics out of Studio 10-4 or the 10-4 Magazine Lounge, and trying to keep it, more to the point about us, about trucking, and you guys out there on the road, man. Anytime you guys see something, don't hesitate to report it to me. I'll catch it. If I don't catch it, you guys let me know, and I'll take care of it. Another thing we get is member requests. I've got this down right now to 3. And, if you don't answer this question right here, do you agree with the group rules from the admin? And no response, decline. And so there's 3 of them there that are going to get, I'm going to get these other 2 here too. What I want you guys to know is I spend a lot of time on the back end of this thing, cleaning it up, because we get hundreds of these kind of requests to join the group. I don't just let anybody in. The best way to get people into this group is to answer the questions correctly and or get invited by somebody. And that's why we have so many people in here right now. We've got almost 22,000 members in the 10-4 Magazine Lounge. Like to get 44,000. So invite your friends, guys. Invite people that you think would appreciate being in the group. If you're not in the group, certainly come on down and get in there and be a part of it. This is where you guys can have conversations, put whatever you want up on the stream, and share and talk and have conversations. It doesn't require me to do anything. I come in and just kind of check and glance and make sure nobody's breaking the rules, and get in there and take care of business. Over on our 10-4 Magazine Facebook page, hopefully you've liked that and followed it. Congratulations to Wayne Schooling. Let you guys read it, but he got something worked out with a new ELD program. It has been approved by the FMCSA, and it is provided by the NTA, which is his company. So if you guys are not familiar with that, go over to our 10-4 Magazine Facebook page, click on the Facebook link, which I posted, as well as the website, and join. I would join his organization, and certainly you guys will be better for it. There's a lot going on over there that they do for the drivers to help you guys out, and it's a very affordable mechanism that Wayne put together. Live videos. I wanted to show you guys quickly how easy it is to go back and watch something if you miss it. Right here, second item is live. Click on it and it will bring up all the live streams that we've done, going back as far back as we've been doing live streams. I try to get these categorized and put into a organized realm. I need to go in and do some cleanup, so that it looks a little better. But there they all are. So anytime that you are looking for something, you can go back by date, and you can certainly find what you're looking for. Some of them, the live streams when they're at the shows. This is all Studio 10-4 live. These are all live streams from different truck shows. This is up in at Frenchie's this year, and then we come up here and we're at the Souza Memorial, and on through to Trucking for Kids, starting here. In fact, this was one we did right there on the track on Saturday night. And I have some great footage that I'm going to be sharing with you guys as soon as I bring it out of the can and get it edited and put it together and make it available for you guys. So, um, the drag races, uh, we covered as much as I could possibly do. And I thought I was going to cut off early on the drags. As it turns out, I covered all of it. So, this happens to be, one of the more exciting runs of the day. You guys can have a look at it. I'm sure everybody has seen this probably many times, but this is Mario Minette, and there's Chili Dog coming back up, and Oscar over there on the side. He is in the four-state trucks lane, and that is Mario Minette in the Botello custom truck lane. Anyway, obviously some of you may know and do because you saw this earlier, when Mario went to come off the line and race down the track. He lost a fuel line, and a engine compartment fire ensued. By the way, that's Dan, the man on the camera there. Dan Lynn's running the Studio 10-4 live cam at the track. Hope you guys can hear that all good. Eddie, we missed you at the track, man. We missed you this year at Trucking for Kids, buddy. Hopefully next year you'll be able to make it out. I'm going to let this play through just until the fire, and I think at that point Dan pointed the camera up to try to preserve the live stream there. We didn't know what was going to happen, so there goes the light, there goes the flame, and there it is, and that's it. So we do come back after and play that through. If anybody's interested, it's there. And I also posted something last week from Ron Versteeg sent us a video. And hey, Oscar, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, it would have been a lot funner if Mario had been able to run that race down the 8th mile with you, man. That was next year, though, buddy. Next year, and boy, we hope next year we get some changes in order. I'd love to see us get the qualifying on Saturday and eliminations on Sunday. So we'll see how that all comes together. But yeah, man, it was a fun day of drag racing, even with that event there that just happened that you saw. Mario's fine. He did not get hurt at all. No injuries sustained whatsoever. And the first thing he did on his way back home after Sunday on his way north was to order a fire containment system for his truck. So, here's a guy that just as soon as something presents itself as an issue or concern, he takes care of it and does something to prevent it from ever happening again. If it's a fire or any sort of a bad circumstance, and that will certainly be something. If there's ever a fire again in his truck, he'll have an onboard fire system in place to take care of that. Just wanted to let you guys know, though, things are going good over here on the social media side, but certainly don't hesitate to get over here and take a moment. Make sure that you're following us. Make sure you've liked the page and give us some love over there. With that, I'm going to turn on the interview. This is going to be Tom Fedie. And Tom, as I said, I interviewed Tom last Saturday morning. We weren't able to get him in during May, so appreciate Tom taking the time to finally be able to sit down for a minute and not be running and give us the interview. So with that, I'm going to take the branding out, and I'm going to bring Tom in. All right, everybody. JT here in the studio, Studio 10-4 Live. We have a special edition that we're doing for you guys today. We have Tom Fedie. He is our May cover trucker for May of 2022. And Tom's such a busy guy. We tried to get him pinned down for a Wednesday live show interview, but you know, when you're running and racking up miles, you just can't always stand still long enough to get in front of the camera and do an interview and have a chance to talk to me and everybody in the audience. So it's a Saturday morning. It's early here in California, and about let me pause this just for a second, you guys, just to let you know you can continue to comment and talk with one another during the pre-recorded video here of Tom and myself, and also I can hear you or read and comment as well, so I still have live audio. All right, guys, here we go. Tom Fedie, May 2022 cover trucker. About 11 o'clock or so in Wisconsin, where Tom's at, and I'm going to bring him on in. So, Tom, what's going on, buddy?
Morning, John.
How are you?
Good.
Good to see you. Good to chat with you finally, man. It was kind of hard to get you together, but we finally get the opportunity to get you in front of the camera and in front of our audience and find out what's going on in your world, man. We met you, at least I did, met you in at Matt's this year for the first time, and then that's where we actually shot the truck. So quite a lot happened there. Did you see any of that coming? Was that a surprise to you when that happened?
Well, it was kind of our goal, you know. I've been talking to Eric a little bit from Wildwood the year before, and then from Racine the year before that, and that was our goal, to shoot for that photo shoot. So
yeah. Well, and officially welcome to the family.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a limited family. You have 12 per year, and that coveted space on the cover of 10-4 magazine, yours. I have the copy of it right here, and I've also got the there we go. There's a better look at it. Got it up on the website here. We'll look at that here in a few minutes. But congratulations and forever a 10-4 cover trucker. So you're part of a fraternity.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, it's quite an honor, and we appreciate you doing such a good job making us all look good.
Well, we're trying. All you can do is try.
Yeah, well, you succeeded. I mean, it's interesting how it can work sometimes. And when I first came on with 10-4 back in 17, doing what I do, we had a young man that we found at the show, and we shot that truck all over that fairground area, and in the old baseball park too, even.
Okay.
That was there. We had him drive the truck right into the center on the infield and park it, and did a couple of night shots in there. But what a great place to find you and be a part of you and your company. So you're leased on to K&D Transport, Adam Johnson, and you've been with him for how long now?
Since 2014.
Yeah, that's a good piece of time, man.
Yeah.
It must be working.
Looking forward to having 10-year anniversary in about another year and a half.
So do you guys have like million-mile recognition kinds of things? Any of that stuff going on?
No, not really. We're a smaller company. I think there's 5 owner-operators, and Adam's got anywhere between 6 and 8 of his own trucks running too.
Yeah.
So it's a small family business, yet it's growing.
Yeah.
And I guess there is no formal recognition other than smiles and Adam's dad Dwight come up and said, "Hey, good job," stuff like that.
And good pay, right? I mean,
right.
Yeah. So, I mean, if that's not enough, I think here that somehow in the mix in our world, the fact that we get paid to do what we do, as long as we're getting paid, and we're happy and it's good pay, we always seem to feel better about it. And the guys that are paying shouldn't feel bad or have any problem doing it. And I don't see that at all happening with you guys. I think it's all. I mean, I see everything working in a positive light. Obviously Adam, no slouch to bringing some show trucks out there and on his own too, that that he's had, and I don't know what he's got going on right now. I imagine we're going to see something probably pretty soon, right?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
I mean, we were already kind of making that turn into 2023 and March and Mid America again. It's crazy as saying that here. It's September, but that's kind of where everybody's looking already, right?
We just had that conversation, him and I did the other day. He says, I want to build another truck for Louisville.
Oh
I said,
boy.
so why are you telling me this right now? I said, does it have to have something to do with me, financially? He's like, no. He says, I would just like to do a couple things we haven't finished yet in your truck for Louisville next year, and then he's going to build something else too. So I
Yeah.
don't know what.
Yeah.
I don't know really how he can top what he did last year.
Here's the thing. When it comes to show trucks, when you're building something that limited mileage, working class, whatever it is, whatever you're bringing to the game, sometimes it's not so much topping what you did last time as just building something different than last time.
Right.
And in that spirit and sense of the build, you then create something unique and different. And that's really that's as a judge, that's what I'm looking for, because I've been to shows, plenty of them, where we're looking at the same truck we looked at last year. Yeah, there's been some upgrades, maybe a couple of things done, and sometimes it makes a difference, and sometimes it's pretty much still that same truck. But hey, don't get me wrong, if it's an awesome truck, it may be up there in the winner's place again,
Right.
because it's up to everybody else to come up to that level and see if they can compete. And that's the trick. It's about uh, just doing something different, doing something unique. And while I'm saying that, I'm going to bring your truck into the mix right here, and certainly, hey, look, the Aero truck. Those trucks are making statements now, and it's not so we don't hear so much of the poo-poo of, oh, that's, all the different names that they were calling these trucks. This is where we're at now, and you know
Right.
what? It's a great looking truck.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome. No, you earned it. It's a beautiful truck, and there's that guy I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah, that was about 40 pounds ago, I think. God, I look big there.
You know what, man? We all around here, it wasn't COVID-19, it was more like COVID-50.
Right.
Yeah, just the way it worked out. But you know what? We'll lose weight later, right?
Yep. Right.
But excellent job on everything. Just nice touches and features all throughout, bumper to bumper, top to bottom. Uh, but the bottom line is that there's never been really anything in my eyes wrong with these trucks. It's just that we just don't like change. You go from a W900 to this, or possibly a 379 to a 389, and even within those models, there's all these shifts that happen, and um, drivers just don't like change. It's a weird thing. We look at what we got, we're comfortable with it. Let's just leave it alone. But inevitably, change occurs. So, how many years have you had this truck now?
That's a 2020, so I put it into service in July of 19.
And how
So
many miles you got on it now?
just about like 399. It just turned 399 one something when I serviced it yesterday. So
Oh man, you're just breaking it in.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a lot of life left in there. So, do you have a life cycle that you're keeping on your trucks? Is it a 5-year plan, or does the tax man tell you to get a new one after so many years?
Yeah, I'm sure they would like that, but I think realistically, um, I don't think I'll buy another truck. I'm 58. Adams, we've been talking in the past about maybe me going into the office here when I want to get out of the truck. So I get a couple years under my belt, a couple more years under it, get it paid for, and then um, maybe put a driver in it, overhaul and put a driver in it.
Yep.
You know, so
Yep. There's some options. You have some options at that point. No, that's not a bad plan. It's
when we went to start placing orders, and how this came about me ordering this truck was, I had a 379, a 2003 379, and it's getting to his expectancy. It was good value yet at the time. So Adam started talking about ordering new trucks, and So then I got the bug into my ear, and I said, "Well, I don't want to do a W9. I want to do something different." I
Mm-hmm.
said, "I want to, I want to be totally different." He didn't want me to put the order with the skirting on it and everything, want the exposed tanks and everything. He said, "No, I want the sleek, clean look, and you know, this is what came of it then." So I mean, there's a lot of things that, oh, I wish I would have probably maybe looked at it if I could have got a glider option at the time, but
Right.
it's doing okay so far.
Well, you know what? When you are at the point where you've got it paid off, and that's coming up, your options do expand, and I think that's going to be a great opportunity. You can maybe get another truck, put a driver in this one, and run two. You kind of have your own, you know, micro company working
Sure.
leased on to K&D or something maybe, and maybe not. When you get to that point, it's nice to have those choices. I appreciate what's happening with these trucks, and I think that most of the guys are realizing this is something that's just another part of what's going on. Recently, just in fact, this last weekend here in California, we just had Trucking for Kids, and the Trucking for Kids, we have a show and shine, and we have truck drags, and during the truck drags this year, we had an electric competitor, fully
Yep.
electric competitor. It was a cab over Nikola, right? And
Yep.
that was a pretty quick little truck, let me tell you. Now, good down the 8th mile and a couple of passes, yeah. I just personally, I don't think we're there yet. But California just announced that their Air Resource Board is targeting 2040 for the discontinuing sales of diesel trucks in California.
Wow.
Yeah, it's another it's another thing. So we're talking to 2030 for discontinuing sales of cars in California, gas burning. Now they're talking big trucks. So, are we going to be ready by then? Don't know. Um,
We're certainly
supposedly,
not ready right now.
what's that? What's that?
We're certainly not ready for it right now.
No, no. And then the federal government just announced that they're willing to spend $900 million in investing into charging stations across the country. So is this really is it reality yet? I still don't think so. I think we've just jumped way ahead, and they need to pull it back a little bit, and I think they need to um, take a slower pace to introducing this because it will happen. I have no doubt it'll happen. But
I mean,
what we go ahead.
but here's the thing, that everybody seems to forget is, how is this power generated to begin with?
Well,
You know,
yeah, I know.
so it's, yeah.
Where does
There's
it all come from? How did it get here? What did it take to build the vehicle? And all the batteries and everything else in it. Yeah, I would love to do a flow chart. I've been seriously thinking about producing one, a flow chart of when it started out. This electric vehicle was here, wherever that is, and then follow it through its process of, you getting the keys and driving down the road, and then the complete life cycle of X amount of miles. What do you do with it after it needs new batteries, and where do those go?
Well,
There's a process, and with trucks, I mean, I think half the truck is batteries, to get it
right.
to have any kind of range. And right now they're only offering what 150, 250 miles max, I think, if that, on
Yes.
a full charge. So that's just not realistic for most of us.
I think
And
in a situation where you're in a big city, you're talking about city trucks or garbage trucks and stuff like that. I think, yeah, it'd be a great application.
yes, right, right.
But anything where you're even L, I'm not even sure if it'll succeed in LTL. So
Yeah. I agree. Well, let's get back to your truck and looking more at it. So, of course, Dan shot this truck. Now, um, this was just off to one of the larger, in fact, right by the entrance to the Kentucky Exposition Grounds, right? Isn't that where they shot
yes,
this?
I believe it was, yes.
Yeah. So while you guys were working over there at that area, we were shooting the Valley Chrome truck that we did a feature on as well. So we had kind of simultaneous photo shoots going on, and I never made it over there to talk to you, which normally I like to get over and talk to the guys, do a little video that we can play later. So at least we'll have this, and we can share this sometime soon on Studio 10-4. Also, to make mention, our sponsors of this particular show and the cover truck shows this year, we've got Pittsburgh Power, which makes a fantastic product called Max Mileage, and you're going to be getting a gallon of that from them, as well as another fantastic sponsor and guy, Time to Shine, Evans Detailing and Polishing. Evans will be sending you some of his product as well. So thanks, guys, for doing that. Either one of these you can find. One, Pittsburgh Power, of course, pittsburghpower.com, and GoShineOn.com for all of Evan's products. And of course, Evan, real strong proponent on social media. You always see him on Instagram and hanging out, doing something, and a lot of other stuff that he's got going on. Man, that guy is the hardest working polisher in the business and beyond, because he does so much more than just polishing trucks. I don't know how the guy does it, right?
Yeah. I'll be using a lot of his products this afternoon. So
yeah, well, that's good. He'll be glad to hear that, and then you'll be able to get the ranks replenished here pretty soon when you get some more of his products. So, what's happening with you? I mean, what are you doing today? You're going to get out and get the truck shined up. You got some other thing. You got some other stuff you got going on. We were talking about.
yeah, because Johnson Hill Customs is a customer of Ream Kenworth out of Minnesota, they're having a customer appreciation party at the Minnesota Vikings practice facility tomorrow on Sunday, and they would like a couple of our trucks there. So I was selected one, and I believe Adam's red truck that he had at Louisville will be there also. Adam's also at that. Well, he sent our driver Tony down to Texas to that show, to the big, what is it, the big
Old Town Rig Down, Nacogdoches, Texas.
Yep. Sent down there, and then I think Adam flew out yesterday for about a half a day to go down there to be at the show. Then he's flying back tomorrow morning. So, on this afternoon is my project is to wash the truck and do a little polishing, and I did the interior last night or late yesterday afternoon.
Yep.
So, hope it don't rain today.
And you're a Viking fan, or are you?
No. My colors are green and gold in Wisconsin. So.
Oh, brother. Yeah. So you guys got hurt last weekend, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, kind of as expected, I think. We're going to go through some growing pains.
I think you are.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that that your quarterback came back this year. I mean, there was so much scuttle and talk about him looking elsewhere, but you got Aaron Rodgers back for another year at least, right?
Yep.
So it is what it is. Yeah, that was I honestly I just came back to the NFL last year. I've been kind of, out on the fringe from it for a while. Just too much politics. I wish that games would stay games and leave all that other stuff out of it, please. We want to escape all that, and when we have our sports and entertainment, right?
Right. The more methods of social media that we have, the worse it's going to get.
Yeah.
And like the thing with Aaron Rodgers, I don't know. I think he was coming back the whole time. He just wants to be more of the process when it comes to bringing up young talent.
I think that's a good idea. I mean, he should know who he's going to be working with and have some say in it. But I think that Green Bay is an interesting model for the NFL, and they do things a little bit different over there. So, and it has worked to a point, but it seems like more not than it has. And one of the greatest funnest quarterbacks I ever remember seeing played for you guys, and that was Brett Favre. That guy was he was a gunslinger, man.
Yeah.
A lot of fun to watch that guy play, and I miss those days. I do.
Yep. But you look at like when Aaron Rodgers sat behind Favre for all those years.
Yeah.
And he learned from him a lot.
Sure.
But he also learned not to make the mistakes that Favre made too. If you look at the rating or the touchdown to interception ratio, Aaron Rodgers is far superior. Yeah. I didn't want to see Brett Favre go because, it's the same thing. Like, okay, who is this guy? What's he going to be like? He's been on the bench for 4 or 5 years, and
Yeah, and then Favre goes over to the dark side, man.
Oh yeah.
that was like a really sad day in in history for the pack. I'll tell you,
That was
I
a
for
little.
all of us. I mean,
I'm assuming that was a little feud between the higher ups
oh
and
yeah,
people,
yeah, yeah.
you know.
Well, you know what? What is see the thing about it is look where it's taken us in our conversation. This
Right.
is what I like to have the conversations be about in the sports is about the game and the players and the fun we have watching them and over the years enjoying that and keep the politics and everything else out. So what's on the slate for you next year, man? You're going to be bringing the truck back. It sounds like back into Matt's maybe, and there's some
Yep.
other stuff on the slate as well. But you're a year-round guy. You don't have there's no seasons for you to shut down. You keep trucking every month, right?
Yep. Yep. We've
So
already, we've already been discussing that. I think what's going to happen is I'm probably going to rent a vehicle, one of Adam's vehicles, to pull, and I'll keep running uh,
okay,
to a point. I mean, like last year when we went to Matt's, I think the truck was down for 6 weeks, I think, and I was off the first week helping disassemble it. And then when things were getting painted from other vendors and everything outside, and the guys in the shop were working on it, and then I came back the week before Matt's and helped reassemble. So I took off, 2 weeks there, but I don't know. Probably won't take that much time off this year. See if I can't. If Adam doesn't have a vehicle built to run,
hmm
what are we gonna do? I don't know. Well, one thing for sure, we are we're gonna pull the motor, paint the
yeah,
motor,
yeah.
and finish the engine compartment upgrades. Um, there's about because I have OCD so bad,
Uh-oh.
about 5 other little adjustments that I want to make. Some additions, some improvements. Um, so I'm just looking at this picture right now that you just put up here,
Yep.
and the way I just haven't never looked at it this way, but the way the stripes come in to the top of the motor,
hmm
and it looks like we're gonna have to include some striping on that motor to meet them stripes. Maybe I don't know. So
Look for
yeah,
well, listen, Tom, we look forward to seeing whatever it is you guys come up with and you put together. I know it's going to be another photo worthy rendition of your truck and certainly something to present at Matt's again, which you know how that show works, boy. It's the show and
right.
everything is critical. You have to have it all together, man, to really
You
get
know,
in there.
this was the first year I've ever been to Matt's other than a spectator. Probably 10 years ago, and we worked our butt off to get there to do what we did, and I was honored to place in the interior category. As far as an award and stuff like that, and
Yep.
um, it was kind of our goal met. One goal met. Another goal was to obviously impress you guys. So that was done because I remember when John came, or John, why do I keep calling him John? Did Eric? Excuse me, Eric. Sorry. When Eric came over to the truck that day and
Yeah.
shook my hand, and on the driver's side, I was sitting in there finishing up a few little things, and I said, "Come on the other side." He's like, "Oh, I don't want to step on there." So I'll put a rug down for you. So, and we must have sat in there half an hour, and Eric was just like, "Wow, wow," and he says, "I got to go get Dan," you know. So
You know what? You build a ride like you got, and a lot of guys, they focus heavily on the interiors. I know I did. That's your office. That's where you're at all day.
yeah,
And I never got tired of looking in my office and out the windows at the view. It always changed, and there was always something good to look at inside the truck, day or night. It just made you feel good being there.
when we first started putting it together, of course, I went from a gray headliner from stock and all the surroundings to the black with the red stitching.
hmm
Um, when we first put the whole headliner in, I'm like, the whole cab got like midnight, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be too dark. This is gonna be too dark, you know. And then the more we start adding red cabinets back in, I'm like, okay, this is gonna work.
Yep,
You know, this is
it
gonna
came
work.
together. No, it came together nicely.
You know, So
and it's red and black. Those are my colors actually too. It's kind of funny that turned out that way. But interior, man, no, it's sharp. It came out good. And it's
right.
different too, you know, I mean, there's not everybody puts it together where it looks like you've got, you know, all the dash and everything painted and up on top up there on the headliner, where going down to the windshield. I mean, there's so many different ways you can do stuff, and that's where, you know, the originality touches you put in there that are your own that, you may have seen elsewhere. You kinda pick and choose and blend whatever it is that works for you and make it your own. You came out with a winner. Hey, so you got interior, now you got the bug now, right? I mean,
Oh yeah. That's all kind of started from the gentleman that owns the body shops up there, that did the interior painting, um, Zach Anibus. Uh, I went to him one day and I said, "What do you think?" He says, "I said, can we just get by, just painting it with the texture in it?" And Zach's like, "No." He says, "If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right." And I said, "Well, please be gentle on my pocketbook." He said, "I'll be as gentle as I can." But there was three different textures in that cabinetry. And when I was down at the Chillicothe, Ohio deal at the Kenworth plant, I talked to some engineers that had actually engineered these pieces for these 680s. And he said, "Yeah, there's a reason for that." He says, one, to offset the aesthetics, and then another reason is, he says, it's vendors. You got one vendor that might have had the sleeper cabinets. One vendor might have had the dash cabinets or the dash panels. So he says you get a little variation like that, but they were pretty amazed. The engineers are pretty amazed that we took every piece of plastic out of there, sanded it down, filled it in, primed it, you know,
Yep.
painted it.
I didn't realize that. So stock, this thing comes out, they're smooth, there's kinda orange peel-ish,
Yep.
different textures throughout the cabinets and surfaces of the truck. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Well, see, I mean, the details like that. Now, unless I knew the interior of of a 680, I wouldn't have known that that had been done. And you know, I think that's where JC and his guys probably are a little more attuned to things than guys like me right now. They pick up on those things, you know, and that's where those details get noticed, and that's where the appreciation comes in, and you get rewarded for it. So,
Great.
good job, congratulations.
Thank you.
You are welcome. All right, man. Any thanks, any shouts out there you want to give to anybody for the help with the truck along the way?
Yeah, I just, obviously Adam Johnson and the crew at Johnson Hill Customs. I mean, Eric and Troy, especially, and Steve, they just worked their butt off to get it done, along with Adam's build that they did in 8 weeks, 8.5 weeks from ground up. So we had two builds in there and done in 7 weeks. Um, but then, O'Galley Body Shop and Wasota Collisions and Customs, they did the paint work. Um, as far as on the interior of the hood, one of them did the hood touch up and the interior of the hood, and the other one did all the cabinets. But so I kind of went to my buddy Zach, who owns both of them, and he said, "Well, let's ship these to this location, these to this location, to meet the time frame." So, um, and then obviously, Dwight and Karen at K&D Transport for giving me the time off, letting me go to the shows, stuff like that. So, I'm sure I'm going to miss somebody. Oh, Ezra Drummond, obviously, from EG Custom Interiors, who did the interior work as far as the headliners and all the panels and everything. So, there's a 25, 26-year-old kid that's just starting out, and he did that in both mine and Adam's truck.
Wow.
Just unbelievable talent that kid's got.
Well, and if there's anybody else that Tom's forgetting, I'm sure he's appreciative of you and will run across you again and get you in next time. Maybe you never know. So,
Okay. Bet. Bet.
we appreciate you. Thanks for doing what you're doing. You're making us all look good out there, and keep up the good work. Stay safe and look forward to seeing you again. I'm sure in March we'll be there to see what happens next and take the next step.
You know, unless the trucking world completely falls apart, we'll be there.
It's an evolving thing. The trucking industry. I thought they're given our time frame of where we're at today and last week. Excuse me. I thought we were going to get a whole bunch busier with the rails shutting down. There would have been a lot of trucks coming in that would have gotten a lot more work, and I guess that was averted. So for right now, everybody's safe, I suppose. But how many times the trucks come in to save the day, right?
Right. True. You know,
So
there's a need for rail out there. You know, for shipping more volumes. You know,
yeah,
the problem is if you've got a 500 to 700 mile route, you know, truck can have it there in a day.
yep,
You know, and in rail, it's going to take anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks. So
yeah, exactly. No, we've done our share when I was trucking of saving the day when the rail guys couldn't get loads where they needed to go, and we fill gaps all the time. It costs more because we can't haul as much, but that's the way it goes, and we were headed that direction there last week. So we'll still be around. You'll still be happening, and anytime I think the country needs help, the truckers are always seeming to show up. I think things are in our industry are not a bad position. There's always room for improvement, but we got guys like you out there, and Adam and his trucks, as well as many others that 10-4 seems to always attract or be attracted to. We got some good light shedding out there on the country, and I think we do a good job. So, not breaking our arm, patting ourselves on the back, but I like what we do here too. So I'm glad we met and we're able to bring you into the world. And congratulations again. Welcome to the family.
I appreciate all that, John, and finally we get to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you're a busy guy. You know what? And I'm so glad we did too. This is again, we're here doing a special Studio 10-4 live on a Saturday morning. And you know what? Now we get to go enjoy the rest of our day, and we'll share this soon with our viewers, and I'll let you know, and we'll look forward to presenting it out there in the next
Okay,
couple of weeks. Okay?
good deal.
All right. You take care now.
I will. Thank
All
you.
right. All right. All right. Hey, Tom Fedie there. That was great. A lot of great things there in the conversation we had together, the time spent chatting, and of course now at this point, looking over and listening over everything we chatted about. It's amazing how fast sometimes things can change, and some of the key points that we were talking about just in some of our conversation, of course, have already changed and rectified themselves, and that's just how fast things move. So, but great job there from Tom, and appreciate him taking the time out to make it happen and finally get him into the show. Busy guy, so always on the move and hard to pin down. I'm hoping we're going to get the other gentleman in that we missed as well, and that would be complete the year. That would mean we'd had everybody on the show, so that'd be a good deal. Next week will be the last week of September, so that'll be the last opportunity we'll have to get our current cover truck in. And of course, that would be Tyler Vanderswag right there. And boy, did his truck Friday night kill it. I'm gonna do something here that I don't usually do, but I'm gonna try to see if it syncs the audio back up. I think we're a little bit slow, so give me a sec here and see if we can do this. All right, how about now? Yeah, it's still a little bit out, but that's okay. Listen, I'm pretty much got everything in I wanted to get in today, and that I didn't think we were going to make it, but we did. So appreciate you guys. Again, I want to thank Dave Robinson for this awesome Kenworth plaque that he sent me, and I think I'm going to get this to sit like right there in on the studio wall and get it on there before I make the move that we're going to be making up there to Oregon, and I appreciate that Dave, that's a really generous thing that you did in sending that, and make all the Peterbilt guys think about what they might need to do. Right, look, a little competition going. Frank, I appreciate the input. Yeah, Tom was at the first ever Kenworth Truck Show in Chillicothe, Ohio, which was from everything that I've heard from everybody, just an amazing show. So I think there's some inner corporate games going on there between the Kenworth and Peterbilt folks, between Chillicothe and Denton, Texas. So and you know what? Bring it on. Let the games begin. And you know what? Have fun with it, guys. That's what it's all about. Hey, for everybody here at 10-4, thank you. Studio 10-4 live weekly update, of course. We'll be back next week. I'm hoping that we'll get Tyler in here. I mean, I hope I can get him pinned down. If not, we'll do a recorded version so we can play it before the month ends and get him on that way. But we have the ability to make it happen, so we will. Upcoming shows, be sure and check the calendar on rather 10-4magazine.com. Also on our Facebook page as well. You can check that out and find out the most up-to-date information on the shows that are out there and still going to be happening. All right. We will see you guys soon. Dan is hopefully getting all wrapped up on the latest edition. Again, a new edition coming out. Believe it or not, already the October 2022 edition, and he is literally, as we speak right now, putting that together so it can get out the mail to all of our subscribers. If you haven't subscribed to 10-4 magazine, probably the best way to get it anymore, because you just don't know if you can get to the truck stop or chrome shop or wherever it is that you usually get your magazines at in time before they're all gone. So it's a great thing. Maybe start thinking, okay, I'm going to say it. Here it comes. Great Christmas present. Subscription to your to 10-4 magazine, to your favorite trucker out there, or maybe even yourself. You know, who knows better what you want for Christmas than you. So make it happen that way. And it's real simple. You can go to the website and pick up your subscription order that way. You'll get full 1 year subscription for about $50 and that's one magazine per month with that brand new cover truck, and that gets shipped to you right from the printer in a clear plastic jacket, just the way it was the day it came off the press. So look forward to seeing you guys next week. Take care out there. Have a great weekend, a great rest of your week. Keep the shiny side up. JT out here on the side for Studio 10-4 Live.